Hi, I'm Brian from Atomic-Moto, and I'm here to do a review of the Forma Terra Evo boots, which are brand new. As the name Evo implies, these are an evolutionary step beyond the previous Forma Terra boots with some big upgrades. We'll give you the breakdown on those and how they work out on the bike. Let's get started. Now this boot comes in sizes 39, which is roughly a 5, all the way up to a 49. Incidentally, our Atomic-Moto size conversion from European to US is different than Forma's. Forma USA actually helped us develop that, and we're happy to explain why. If you give us a call, we'll give you the rundown on it. But in any case, we feel that ours is more correct, and if you have any questions, give us a shout. Anyway, roughly size 5 all the way up to size 14. They come in 2 colors. Black, like this itty bitty pair over here, which is a 39, and brown like these right here in front of you. They retail for $339 as of the filming of this video, and this one right here, which is a size 45, weighs 3.4 pounds, 3.40 on the nose. The Terra Evo is in the adventure touring boot category. It has typical adventure touring boot category boot characteristics. First of all, this boot is waterproof. It uses a private label Italian brand of inner waterproof membrane. Forma calls it Drytex, and it has a 1-year warranty against leaking. The Terra has 3 buckles, Forma's buckle design, which is basically a knockoff of Guernet's. Works great. They're super durable, super strong, super easy to use regardless of whether they have mud or dust on them. They work all the time, and they're very easy and inexpensive to replace should you need to do so. However, that's really rare. The boot has a stitched on welt sole. That's right, this is a premium Italian boot construction type. We prefer it. We think that welt sole boots fit better, and we know that they are a little bit more durable. And of course, it can be resoled. Speaking to the sole in this boot, it actually has a proprietary lug design that Forma developed. It's a minimal amount of lugging, good enough to get you good purchase on the ground, but not so much that it locks you into the foot pegs and makes it hard to move your foot around on the bike. We really like it. And also I want to emphasize there's not a big heel step on it. The heel cut is really far back, which allows you to slide your boot farther forward on the foot peg to get it underneath the shift lever. That works very, very well. It's a good sole design. The boot uses a really nice, really good premium quality oil tan leather. It just has a great quality feel. It's nice and thick and nice and durable. It's used throughout the boot. Not a lot of cheap corner cutting materials here. And it has a lot of protection. A hard insert here over the toe. It has a nice hard heel counter. It has a TPU shin plate. It's a little bit soft, but very good protection. There's good padding behind it. And then what's most awesome about this boot is this is the Evo part, a new mechanical hinge design. And this is something that we hadn't seen before. This hinge design is essentially a strut, and it goes, the pivot is below and above the ankle, and the strut both facilitates the flex of the boot and actually is a protector over top of the ankle. It's really clever because it allows a big leather area underneath, so that it's really easy for the boot to bend, but yet this plastic piece over top of it is good and gives it some lateral resistance to impact and to forces in that direction too. Same thing on the inner side. This is a better way to illustrate it. A little insert here on the inner side and then a kind of strut design. Really, really clever. Speaking to the inside of the boot, I'll try to drop in a detail shot, but there's some nice padding on the inside of the boot. That's something that we always look for. The more heavily padded the boot on the inside, the better. And this has molded polyethylene padding here in the upper part of the boot, and then as you go down into it, it's got a memory foam insert here over the ankle on the inner and outer side. The other thing I'm knocking around here are these really cool, they call them Zama, which is something like aluminum toe caps, and these come in the box with every pair of Terras, and you can put them on, and that gives you a little bit of extra protection on the front of the boot. Well, actually, really what toe caps do is not so much protection, but if you're going to really whack a rock or a stationary object with the front of your boot, what you can do is tear it. You can just separate the sole away from the stitching on the plastic. And what these toe caps do is they protect it from that. So if you're going to batter your boots because you're riding rocks or banging it into stumps and things like that, That is something that helps maintain the integrity of the boot, and so it doesn't get damaged. Let's talk about how this boot is going to perform out on the bike. First of all, I want to compare it to the previous Terra and show what the improvement was on the new one to the old one. Now, the previous Terra here, this is my pair, or one of mine actually, and I spent a bunch of time on this on the KLR, riding around Central Oregon, and after it broke in, you can see what occurs with its design of ankle support, and this is the classic plastic insert over the malleolus. There's a little crease here. Now the padding goes above this crease, and so it doesn't cause any pain, but that crease softens up the rigidity, the height rigidity of the shaft of the boot. So it has a little bit less support if the motorcycle lands on you and pushes down in this direction. And that happens after the boot is broken in. This new design, really smart, really clever solution to that. There is plastic up a pretty long section of the shaft of the boot, both on the inner and on the outer side of the boot. And that gives it good lateral support this way. The other thing that this has is a little bit lower weight. I imagine that the reason that it has a little bit lower weight is connected to the fact that the midsole on the Evo is a little softer than the midsole on the original Terra. This one is almost impossible to bend, and I'm pushing on this pretty firm, right? But there is a much softer support in the midsole of this. And so that's a little bit less protection if you're going to really smash your foot on something, but it actually gives the boot a more natural, more normal walking motion. And it's a good compromise. It actually is a good trade-off. The support in the ankle is improved, and the support in the forefoot is reduced a little bit, but the overall support of the boot is quite good, and the walking motion is greatly improved. It seems like the market is evolving, moving. The adventure touring boot category is moving. You know, a couple years ago, this Forma Adventure was state-of-the-art. And it's still a really good, really competitive boot. But now, as adventure riders are getting more experience, there's more communication and collaboration on social media and out on the web, more information exchanged. Customers are getting more educated, and they're asking for more, specifically more protection. That's a good thing. We at Atomic-Moto want to always emphasize you should wear as much boot as you're willing to tolerate. This is your foot, ankle, and lower leg are one of the most critical, most abused parts of your body when you're riding an adventure bike or a dirt bike or a dual sport bike, and we really encourage you to wear as much boot as you're willing to tolerate. This is a big step up from this. It's still quite easy to walk in, but it has a lot more support and a lot more protection. And frankly, the WELT sole on this is a nice upgrade, and the leather is a little bit better on it also. And so right now, this boot, the Forma Terra Evo, is the king of the category. It has all of the features that you need in an adventure touring boot. Really nice build quality. Forma does a great job of building boots. It's waterproof. It's relatively nice and light in weight. It has a lot of protective components on it. It's got a WELT sole, nice lugging on the sole, and it brings it in at a really good price, $339 as of the filming of this video. And so this is, as of right now, our bomber recommended model for the adventure touring category. And we haven't logged any miles in it yet because Central Oregon, we got snow, but in all of our examination of it out here, we feel pretty good about this. And of course, I will follow this up with a field review video because it's a pretty important product for us. So that's our review. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you out on the bike.